Everyone, my name is JD and I am a sourcer here at GitLab. Among being a sourcer, I am also a full-time father. I have a wonderful, rambunctious toddler, 2 years old, named Wilder. He's great, and having him home with me and my wife full-time has been wonderful, but it does not come with its own stresses and let's say workarounds. And that'll kind of lead me into what we're going to chat about today. With this video segment, we're going to take a few minutes to chat about not only working from home or being forced to work from home in the current environment, but also what to do while you're working from home now that your children are also home with you full-time. My wife has been remote for about 7 to 8 years. I've been remote for about 3 years, about a year and a half now with GitLab. And for the entirety of my son's 2 years here on the planet, he has been home with us this entire time. It's a choice that we made. It's one of the reasons we work remote. It's something I'm super grateful for, but also it has been a challenge. We have good days, bad days, better days, worse days. But I'm hoping that with some of the tips that I can offer here in this video and some of the resources that we may be able to help provide a little bit of assistance in setting up you and your family for success. So without further ado, let's get started. So a little bit about GitLab. We are a fully remote company. We have over 1,200 plus GitLabbers in over 65 countries. We've got parents, and those parents have kids. So schools and daycares are closed currently. You are being mandated to work from home, or you've been working from home. Parenting is a full-time job. Your job is a full-time job. So what now? For those who are accustomed to dedicated workspace outside of the home, being mandated to work in the same place you eat, sleep, relax, and raise your family is disorienting at best and debilitating at worst. Do not assume that remote work happens overnight, because it doesn't. And remember to breathe. We have a few basic tips to kind of help you get started, and we'll be deep diving into each of these as we go. But I'm going to name those off now before we get into them a little deeper. Give yourself space to parent and space to work. If you have a partner, sync your calendars daily. If you are a solo parent, use your calendars daily. Respect routine, but experiment with change. Roll with those changes and make everything a team effort. Give yourself space to parent and space to work. Why? By separating your workspace from your parenting space, you will be better equipped to focus on work when it's time to work and step away from work when it's time to step away. What does that look like? A spot that is yours, whether it be while you work and gets stored when you're not working, or a permanent spot that you will be working from. How? If you're able to use a dedicated space or room purely for work, that is ideal. If not, even a simple curtain to block off a place of work may usher you into a place of focus. Try not to compromise on comfort. With this, not everyone has access to set up a curtain. Not everyone has access to have a spare room for an office. Giving yourself a space to work and letting your family know that, hey, this is mine when I'm here and I'm working. This is what I'm doing. Even if that's at the kitchen table, make it known that this is your workspace. Make it your dedicated workspace and communicate to others that this is your workspace. If you have a partner, sync your calendars. If you're a solo parent, use your calendar. Being able to schedule when you and your partner take on different parenting and household responsibilities will make daily work and life activities transitional and dedicated. If you're a solo parent, using your calendar to let coworkers know what times you're available and what times you aren't is crucial to be able to step away and focus on household needs. What's this look like? You should have a dedicated conversation with your family, helping them understand that just because you're home doesn't mean you're available. How do we do this? Share your calendar with your family and coworkers. Communication is key. Consider a block schedule. This is probably the biggest takeaway for my wife and I over the years. We have done everything that we can to align our calendars to allow us to have Wild home with us at all times and maintain full-time jobs. Yes, we both work at fully remote companies. Yes, both companies we work at are fairly asynchronous and allow us to work around the clock when it suits us best. But there are times, multiple times a day or week, where we are needed to work during regular working hours, say 9 to 5. What's helped us is that every night after we lay Wilder down to bed, we open our computers, share our calendars, and align that day with meetings or household tasks. Say, for example, if I have meetings from 8 to 10 a.m., Rachel, my wife, will be helping get Wild settled in for the day, whether that's breakfast or taking him outside to play or setting up when it gets closer to that 10 a.m. time where we're going to switch, setting him up with entertainment so that when we do switch, it's transitional and it's fluid and it doesn't disrupt him that much. We have become very good at this. One thing we try to do, though, is always focus on making sure Wild is aware that, hey, mom and dad are working. It's mom's turn to go work, so you're going to hang out with dad for a little bit. And that's really helped us a lot. Now, when we talk about a block schedule, what we mean by that is simply that try to schedule your work and your household tasks in 90-minute to 2-hour chunks. Say from 8 to 10 a.m., you're working. From 10 a.m. to noon, you're stepping away from work. Block those off on your calendar, share that with coworkers, share that with your family, let them know that this is your schedule, especially if you're a solo parent and you need to let your coworkers know that you're not available at these times during the day. Respect the routine, but experiment with change. Why? Not everyone shares the same peak hours of energy and focus, especially with children, but having a routine or at least guidelines of a routine will help organize your day. What's this look like? While embracing asynchronous workflow is a significant benefit of an all-remote team, finding structure may help to achieve balance. How do we do this? Formulate a routine that closely aligns with your prior routine if possible. Aim for using your previous commute to take time for yourself and make yourself healthier. If this isn't possible, try working with a block schedule or block routine as mentioned earlier. Routine is key. Routine allows for less surprise, less hiccups, and less stress. If your children are older and home with you, say they were used to going to school or hopping on the bus, or you drive them to school at 7:30 or 8 a.m., try to have them starting their schoolwork for the day at between 7:30 and 8 a.m. Same goes for you. If you are used to getting to the office at 8:30, 9 a.m., try to start your work by 8:30 or 9 a.m. Maintaining this routine over time will allow for an easier transition for yourself to become a remote worker, excuse me, and for your family to become accustomed to being remote as well, whether they be a student or your spouse now working remotely as well. Maintaining that routine is key. Rolling with the changes. Why? Learning to embrace iteration is hard, but as stated earlier, transitioning to remote takes time. What's this look like? Relax, breathe. You aren't born knowing how to work from home. Remember that transitioning to remote, even if temporary, is a process. It will take time. You cannot copy an in-office environment and paste it into a remote one and expect everyone to function as usual. How do we do this? It's important to over-communicate as you adjust. Speak up about issues, offer solutions, and seek advice. Again, something for my wife and I that we have found success in both working remotely with our child here with us is over-communication. If you need to change your schedule, if you have a surprise meeting pop up or a fire you need to put out, whether it be a work fire or a home fire, hopefully not literal fire, let's say a tantrum, or discrepancy between siblings, always over communicate these things. Let your partner know, or your coworkers know, hey, I have to step away. I've got to take care of this or that. Communication is always better than not communicating, having these things happen, and everyone now being stressed. And that's going to throw a wrench in the working remotely or being remote cog. Really quick note, if these are your kids eating breakfast, this cleanly and this well mannered, you have reached parent level expert, and I applaud you. Lastly, we have make it a team effort. Make everything a team effort. Why do we do this? Working as a team with your partner and children will help ease tension and get everyone involved, not overloading yourself, your partner, or your kids. This goes for solo parents as well. Make each day a team effort with your child, with your coworkers. When I say with your coworkers, all I mean is that obviously you're not giving them your work so you can do less. What I mean is sharing examples, sharing your calendar with that team or with your coworkers to let them know that you need them on your team so that you can be successful for them, show up for them, and show up for your children at home. If you have older kids, this is really going to make them feel confident every day that they're adding benefit to the family, they're a part of the family, they're a part of the team, and they do want to help out. Now, what's this look like? It's going to be difficult, it's stressful at times. But by involving everyone, it's going to make everyone's adaptation to a remote lifestyle that much smoother. How are we going to do this? As mentioned earlier, if your kids are old enough, let them help with things like meal prep, household chores, and other things. Remember, they need routine as well. Give them a schedule, but remember yourself, your partner, and your children are all now working from home. As stated when we first started, remote work or getting used to being remote is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. And lastly, it's okay to be stressed. It's okay to get overwhelmed. Just sit back, take a breath, and remember a few of these tips. I hope that you found part of this helpful, if not all of it. I really enjoyed the opportunity. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to email me at jdalex@gitlab.com. That's jdalex@gitlab.com. This presentation, along with these additional resources here, will be available for you to download and check out at any time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, morning, evening, whatever day it may be where you're at. From everyone here at GitLab and from myself, thank you and hope you enjoyed.